Okay, hi, we're back. Hello, welcome. And also welcome YouTube. If you're watching from there, hello. Good evening. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we're playing Ace Attorney Investigations Part 2. Basically, there was a murder on a plane that was in the air, and Miles was accused of that crime. And there's something sussy going on with the attendants of that flight, too. So, we're gonna look into this. Here we are standing here like Weezer. That was a classic bit. We're in the cargo hold now. Alright, let's do this thing. Wow, so this is the cargo hold, huh? That's pretty low. I'm gonna turn that up. It's so big. It is pretty big. This plane is a special model. It has both a super large cargo hold and an ultra luxurious first class seating. So is this the real scene of the murder? There is certainly a high probability of that, which is why we are here, correct? Okay, let's get investigating, sir. Yes, let's do it. Now I have to walk around and do stuff. Okay, let me make sure we're all good here. Let me know if the music's okay. Feels like it shouldn't be this. It feels like it's quieter than it should be. One moment here. Absolute banger of a soundtrack here, by the way. Okay, let me figure this out. I don't know where exactly we're at. Oh, it's end part 1. Okay. End part 1. Okay. So there's end part 1 and end part 2. That makes sense. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at these suitcases. These brightly colored suitcases. That seems like it's worth investigating. Holy suitcases, Mr. Edgeworth. It's like an all-you-can-use suitcase fair. These must be all the ones left over that they couldn't sell. The ones the company is planning to dispose of after this flight is over. This paint job is really cool, don't you think? It practically screams artsy. Oh, why not purchase one then? I'm sure it will bring you much happiness. You think so? Maybe I will. Let's see here. $1,200? I think I'll pass. And Miss Tenero wonders why they don't sell. You need 2 jobs just to buy one. It definitely looks like one is missing. What is this brittle substance I'm stepping on? It's a bunch of glass fragments. Oh. Fragments of glass. Open suitcase over here? Hey, what's with the suitcase, pal? It's what the victim checked in, sir. So this suitcase belonged to Mr. Hicks. I don't think he'd mind if we took a closer look. Yeah, because he's dead. There's nothing out of the ordinary in here, sir. Wait, a file? And there's a photo of Miss Von Karma in it, sir. Oh? Why did Mr. Hicks have documents on Franziska? Oh. Why would Mr. Hicks have had a file on her? Why don't we, can we, ask her? You arrived at the scene of the crime before Detective Gumshoe, correct? And you then immediately began to direct the investigation. It seems to me that you were already here at this airport for something besides this murder. Yes, I was. Why at this airport? I've been following a very large and involved governmental-level international crime, but it's much too large for one person to take on alone. So it was decided that I should form a joint investigation with Interpol. Okay. Interpol is involved? It's a top-secret operation, so I really can't tell you more than I already have. Can I present to her with the file? Is that something I can do? Maybe not, huh? Maybe not, huh? Okay. That's fine, we'll figure it out. That's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll get to the bottom of this. I think we can probably logic something, actually. Broken glasses. The victim's glasses were broken. Oh, that could be related to the glass shards we found. Oh. Boy. Yeah, I love the positive reinforcement when I get it right. I think we can safely conclude that these fragments are a pair of glasses. And the victim was wearing a pair of broken glasses. Exactly what I was thinking. I'm sure that the shards would match up perfectly with the remnants of his glasses' lenses. It really is. Ergo, the victim was here, just as I suspected. So you're saying that the real scene of the crime was here, sir? Isn't that what I've been saying for a while now? Oh, is it? I didn't know that. Perhaps it's a bit early to draw that conclusion. However, I believe that the probability has just skyrocketed considerably. All that's left is to find the murder weapon. The murder weapon. Okay. What else have we got here? Bed sheets. Keeping track of this many pieces of cargo must be very taxing on the cargo crew. This sure brings back memories of when I worked as a part-time mover, sir. By the look in his eyes, he's waiting for me to ask about the rest of the story. But no matter how he pours on the puppy eyes, I have no intention of doing so. You're so mean, Miles. What in the world? He's so mean. Let him info dump. All sorts of boxes are piled up here. This one says flammable, and this one says pharmaceuticals. This one is for exorcism use only. Just what kind of operation is this airline running? Well, that's interesting. Oh, you know what? She told us that she's involved with Interval, and there's also a profile on her. Why would he have that? It might have something to do with Interpol. Now, why would Mr. Hicks have documents profiling Franziska? Oh, I know. I bet he's a big fan of Miss Von Karma, sir. Oh, it's like a Stan situation. He's got photo cards of her. Franziska said that she had come to this airport as part of an Interpol investigation. Oh, maybe Mr. Hicks heard she was coming here and followed her. Detective, I think it's more likely that Mr. Hicks was, in actuality, Interpol Agent Hicks. I think Franziska has some explaining to do. Well, let's go check her. Let's go talk to her. Truth behind Hicks. You came to this airport to rendezvous with the victim, didn't you? Nonsense, what are you talking about? We found a profile detailing information about you in the victim's luggage. I suppose it was prepared for him so that he could recognize you when he landed. Which makes him not Mr. Hicks, but rather Interpol Agent Hicks. Isn't that correct? Looking for Francers? I should have known you'd figure it out, Miles. But it looks like they got to him first. So you really did come here to receive an Interpol agent then? Yes. Agent Hicks was on the trail of a very large international smuggling ring. Oh. He went undercover to investigate this crime, and it was I who put him on this case. I was supposed to receive a call from him on his cell phone once he had landed. I never expected to receive a call about his murder instead. I think we now have pretty definitive evidence that Agent Hicks came down here to the cargo hold. But what was he doing down here, sir? There's nothing but luggage. Oh, I get it. Maybe he forgot something in his suitcase and came down to get it. Ow! Agent Hicks came here for a work-related reason. Of that, I'm sure. Yes, I'm sure he was here investigating the smuggling operation he was observing. Franziska, do you know exactly how he intended to pursue his investigation? No, unfortunately I was going to find out from him after he landed. I see. But this raises another question. A normal passenger can't access the cargo hold on their own. Agent Hicks must have identified himself to a member of crew, and entered the cargo hold with that person who let him in. Yes, and then he was murdered here. These glass fragments and his broken glasses are a testament to that. And then the killer put Agent Hicks into one of the spare suitcases and They entered the elevator, but while they were riding it up, the plane hit that patch of turbulence. Because of the intense shaking, the suitcase popped open and Agent Hicks's body flew out. At the same time, his wallet fell out of his pocket, spilling its contents everywhere. Which explains why there was money scattered all over the elevator floor. Uh-huh. That's what it's all about. Investigation maxing. I think it's pretty easy to say who the culprit is at this stage. What? Really, sir? I know what you're thinking, Miles Edgeworth. But the killer can be none other than Miss Rhoda Tenero. Oh, definitive evidence. If it was a crew member, any one of them could have shown Agent Hicks to the cargo hold. But the point to keep in mind is the key card that allows the elevator to come down here. The only person with such high-level access is Miss Rhoda Tenero. I knew she was sussy. I'd say that's a pretty decisive piece of evidence, wouldn't you? I know what she's trying to say, but I'm not certain it's as simple as that. Yes, indeed. If it was a crew member, anyone of them could have shown Agent Hicks the cargo hold. What to keep in mind is a key card that allows. I feel like key cards came up before. Let's press her on that. But it's highly likely that the key card was stolen from Miss Tenero. It's highly likely? Is that possibility the best you can come up with? And you call yourself a disciple of my father? Ugh. Yes, well, while I don't have any evidence, Be quiet, you're a disgrace. There's more evidence to pointing to Miss Rhoda Tenero, you know. It's not just the key card that gives her away. Are you talking about the murder weapon, the Mr. iFly piggy bank? Yes, she is also the only person with a key to open that display case. Further, there is the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank. Press this new. Okay, this is a new statement. But that is a fake. Stop right there, Miles Edgeworth. You don't have any proof that this is just a red herring. If you must keep on insisting that it's a fake, then what is the real murder weapon and where did it go? Oh, he's gagged now. Speechless, I see. That's not a surprise. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. There must be a way. There must be something that can help me rule out the piggy bank as the murder weapon. What should be examined further to help us ascertain the authenticity of the weapon? The body? Franziska, I think you were too quick to jump to your conclusions. Oh, was I? Yes, we don't even have the autopsy results yet. How can I not say that you made a snap judgment when you have yet to even see if the wound on Agent Hicks's head is consistent with the murder weapon? He's got you there. Scruffy! Yes, sir. Contact the medical examiner's office at once. I wish to hear the results of Agent Hicks's autopsy. Yes, sir. He's booking it. We've got a big problem, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. What is it, detective? They're still doing the autopsy, but they said that they already know this one thing for sure. Report, now! The doc said that it's one giant bruise from a beating from his shoulder down to his mid-back. From the victim's shoulder to his mid-back? He was beaten over such a wide area? Well, I'd say maybe it's a sign the killer had a grudge against Agent Hicks. If it wasn't just his head, the killer went all out and hit him multiple times, sir. Scruffy, what is had a grudge against its Agent Hicks supposed to mean? Well, that's, was the wound on the victim's head consistent with the murder weapon, detective? Oh, well, they said they were still looking into that, sir. You're completely useless. Yow! Sir, I told you already, you can't go down there. No, you remove yourself from my way. Yo, Cable 2, let's go. Hey, hello, welcome. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a good one. Hope you had a good stream. Is it shout out? I always forget. Raid message, I guess. You know what? I'm just happy you showed up. There we go. Majora's Mask. Ooh, I do love me some Majora's Mask. Hope it was a good one. Hope you had fun. Well, today we're doing Ace Attorney investigations. We're investigating things. We're investigating a murder that took place on a luxury plane in the air. Very, very mysterious. But we're getting to the bottom of it. What is all that racket? My luggage, my cargo, they're mine and I demand you return them to me. We're still investigating the cargo hold. Please understand and have a little patience. I suppose there is no choice. Finally, I think you get... Hey, what are you doing? You have left me no choice but to use strong force. Ah! You won't get past me. What? What? Why are we frozen in time? This is... Wait, that's it. So this is what this whole thing has been about. Further, there is the matter of the key to the display case that held the murderous bank. After all, you know that we've searched the entire cargo hold and came up empty-handed. This is insane. We're getting all this logic just from a flashback. I love it. The doc said it is one giant bruise from a beating to his shoulder down to his mid-back. Oh my gosh, my IQ is going up 1,000 points. Yes. Okay, yeah, we're definitely supposed to be doing something here. Oh goodness. Oh me. Oh me. Oh my. Okay. That's fine. We can do this. It's okay. iFly Piggy Bank. Weapon couldn't be found. Nobody could find anything that could be considered the real weapon in the hold. And now that we've established that the murder did not take place in the elevator, then we're gonna have to go with that. Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you so much once again. Oh, that didn't work. Oh my god, he's straight up dead down here. I think I messed up. It's fine. It's fine. Weapon couldn't be found. Cause of death. Okay, that definitely suggests that it's a little bit bigger than the piggy bank. For sure. Straight up having a nap, love X. What? Am I looking at the wrong thing? Cause of death. Hi, Null. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good one. Allegedly, the killer struck the victim many times over, which is why there was extensive bruising over such a wide area. But is that really the correct conclusion to draw from the evidence? The bruise from his shoulder to the middle of his back is one continuous mark, which is more suggestive of a single blow to the back. If that's the case, then the piggy bank is much too small to have caused that. Therefore, the murder weapon must be something far bigger. Yes! 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 Oh my god, yes. Okay. So we figured that out. We're good there. We're good to go there. Weapon couldn't be found. A sizable weapon. Nobody could find anything that could be considered the real weapon. But it is unusually large. So maybe it could have been environmental damage or something. It's interesting with the bruising, the investigation seemed to be willing to be a bit more graphic. Yeah, it's weird because this game is still rated T for teen. But Dual Destiny's got the M rating, even though I would say it, I don't think it, like, it definitely has blood in it, but I don't think it's excessive at any point. I don't think there's any, like, grisly murder scenes or anything like that. They're definitely shown more in this, even though it got a lower rating. Interesting. Well, actually, no, it doesn't have the M rating anymore. Does it actually show? I wonder if it actually shows up that way. As like, yeah. I wonder if it actually shows up as mature content on Twitch. Let me see here. Dual Des. Okay. Hey, that's crazy. Look at this. Wait. Oh, it went away. Look, I put it up here. And it still says mature rated. They didn't fix it. They didn't fix this. They didn't fix this. Oh, but they do have Apollo Justice Trilogy as its own category now, I guess. Oh well. Okay, I guess that's better than nothing. It is what it is, I guess. If you're looking for a rather large weapon, you think it would stick out. But so far we haven't found anything that resembles a weapon of any sort. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's something we all overlooked from the very beginning. Because normally, it's too impossibly big to be taken into consideration. What was that all about? Was he trying to jump his way down here? Franziska? What? What do you want? I found it, Franziska. I found the real murder weapon. Oh, did he take a fall? You did? He really jumped. We didn't realize it until now, but the answer has been right in front of us this whole time. He might be hurt. We should go check up on him, sirs. There's that pompous attitude of yours again. You should learn to drop that habit. This coming from a prosecutor with a habit of whipping everyone she comes across. Anyway, if you really are a prosecutor, then you'll back yourself up with evidence. You two aren't listening at all, are you? Come on then, show me this real murder weapon you speak of. Do we have evidence to show? We don't have evidence, unfortunately. I think it might have been on fall, though. I don't have any evidence to show you. Foolish reasoning for a foolish fool from a foolishly foolish fool meant to fool me. What do you mean by I don't have any evidence to show? Perhaps I should have phrased it as that which caused Agent Hicks's death is incorporeal. Forgive me, but I do believe I figured out what was the real cause of death. Free fall. The victim fell from a great height and subsequently died as a result. In other words, the real cause of death is free falling to the ground. He fell to his death? Yes, this is the only plausible possibility. The victim has extensive bruising on the back of his head and his back. And the only rational explanation for these injuries is that he fell to his death. But the murder happened inside this plane. I know. Are you claiming that there is some place in this plane from which he could have fallen from? As I said earlier, the answer has been right in front of us the entire time. You can't mean... Yes, I do. The victim fell from the top of the stairs of this very cargo hold. What? Then, we're in trouble. We may have a second death on our hands, sirs. Hey, you, tell me you aren't dead, pal. Quiet, why are you screaming? What happened? And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. It's not possible that Agent Hicks fell over the railing to his death. I don't know about that, Franzi. I don't know about that. There was something that broke his fall. What if that wasn't there? That man is living proof of that. I suppose it's true that it's not possible, given the current circumstances. Yeah, it obviously wasn't there. The current circumstances? What is that supposed to mean? Suppose that large piece of cargo wasn't there at the time. What would have happened then? He would have been a Borginian pancake for sure, sir. Car gone. I suppose that man over there wouldn't still be breathing. But the reality is that the cargo box is there. so there's no point in entertaining your wild hypothetical scenarios. It may be there now, but there's no proof that it was always there. Ha! As if there could have been a window of time when that giant box was not there. Ah, but there was. What? What can I use to show her that it's possible the box was not always where it is now? Oh wait. Is this what is this? That's not a cargo hold, that's like a museum. Let me see here. Something, Ah, the flight will be making a brief stop to refuel and transfer cargo. Ah, so cargo was moved between 4 and 5 a.m. Oh my god. Oh my god. You refueled in the Republic of Zhengfa? Yes, this flight had a short layover in Zhengfa in order to refuel. But that wasn't the only reason for the layover. We also transferred some cargo. What if the box in question was only transferred onto the plane at that time? To further prove my point, let's take a look at what's next to the box in question. Ah, it's labeled Zhengfa Express. Correct, meaning that it was loaded onto the plane in Zhengfa. Now what if the box in question was also loaded on at the same time? It would mean that the box was not here in the cargo hold during the Europe to Zhengfa leg of the flight, making a clear drop from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death entirely possible. Ah, but your theory is still very far-fetched. Then allow me the chance to prove how very likely my scenario is. My first order of business would be to examine that piece of cargo in more detail. We're investigating again. Oh, everyone's getting in my way though. Are we gonna examine this? Oh, that's the same. That's the same. Is it over here? This is a rather large piece of cargo. There's a tag on it, sir. Let's see. A leaf red statue? Never heard of it. Nor I, but all I care about is if we can prove it wasn't here at the time of the crime. Let's get investigating, sir. Look here, do not go about touching my possessions without my permission. Ah, don't rush up on me like that, pal. So this belongs to Mr. LeBlanc, does it? I should see what else I can find out from him. Yeah, let's do it. Let's click on the partner button. I want to see what his take on this. This cargo hold is really big. I can't believe they can fit stuff like that in here. Detective, what are you going on about? We're in the middle of investigation here. Whoa, stop following on me. Oh, I can't get really into my work without something like that happening first. Well, let's get this show on the road. Okay. Let's talk to our boy. LeBlanc's cargo. I take it that this large piece of cargo belongs to you, Mr. LeBlanc? Of course it is mine. I shipped this fine piece of art from Europe. This Alif red statue is worth 10 million cents. No, maybe much, much more. Mr. LeBlanc's reason for choosing this plane must have been the large cargo hold. 10 million cents? I suggest you stop trying to calculate how many packets of noodles that makes, Detective. Darn, how did you do that? I feel like you keep getting better and better at seeing right through me every year. Because he's the one responsible for his salary cuts. Though I grow with each revolution of the planet around the sun, I have the distinct impression he continues to madly spin in place. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, so that 10 million cents, is that in euros or in dollars? Does it really make a difference to our case? Mr. LeBlanc, there is a chance that your cargo is related to our murder case. I was wondering if you would allow us to examine it a bit closer. It is a very valuable piece of art, so no, there will be no touching. Mr. LeBlanc claims to have brought a piece of art from Europe, but what? But what? But what? But what indeed? LeBlanc's cargo. Okay, so we're done with LeBlanc for now. We're gonna go logic mode. Smuggling. Agent Hex was on the trail of an international smuggling ring. And there's a suspiciously valuable piece of art here. What could that be about? If Mr. LeBlanc has something to do with the smuggling ring, then it's possible that this fake statue was brought on board in Zhengfa. I think I need to question him a bit further. Alright, here we go. Fake statue. About your statue, Mr. LeBlanc. I wonder if it might be a fake. What? How dare you say my art is fake? I suspect that your statue might be the target of an international smuggling ring. Don't say such fantastical things. Those thieves would not dare. I have the certification of my cargo right here. Do you mean the cargo certification document? Mr. Zinc LeBlanc, why didn't you say so earlier? Please show it at once. Airway bill. I can't read this. What does it say? It says plain as day, the cargo was put on the plane in Europe. And there you have it, Miles Edgeworth. Too bad for you. This statue was brought on board in Europe, just as it states in the certificate. No, that's... Which means that there never was a window of time in which the statue wasn't sitting there. I doubt it. I doubt it. I'm sussy. I respectfully disagree. We can't discount the theory until I see the statue for myself. Then you can have your wish. Look at it yourself and see I am right. Whoa, that's a big boy. This, I know I've seen this somewhere before. This is the Alif Red? It gives us such a feeling of art. I can practically smell it. This is art, baby. This statue has a high amount of historic value. After it was unveiled at a museum in Europe, I brought it to this country to exhibit it. We have a picture to disprove that. Oh! Oh, you're right. Oh my god. Wait, this is it. What? 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 You got some splaining to do, Mr. LeBlanc. Uh-huh. I believe a closer look is warranted here. You found it. So this is the infamous Alif Red statue. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Did you find something? There's something wrong with this picture. We should examine it in more detail. Wait, let me look at the... Oh, this one has red eyes. The other one has... This one has yellow eyes. Or like golden eyes. I think we can deduce something here. Let's see if this actually works. I'm taking a stab in the dark here. These eyes are awfully orange, don't you think? Yeah, and pretty. They remind me of sunsets when I was in grade school, sir. I don't think you see what I'm talking about. No, I do, but it's really like the color of the sun when it's setting, sir. Ah, the memories. I remember standing out in that field, spinning with my arms out until I felt ill. I don't care about sunsets, focus detective. What color are the eyes in this photo? Huh? Ah! Sir, they're red! As I thought. This statue is a fake. Mr. LeBlanc, what do you want? Do you not know I am a busy man? I'll allow you for 2 seconds for your answer. The Alif Red, I suppose this is your pride and joy, is it not? It is the biggest trophy on this European trip. Do you know why I wanted to possess this statue? The trigger started 17 years ago. Better grab a chair, sir. Sounds like this is going to be a long story. Mr. LeBlanc, I regret to inform you, and you have my heartfelt sympathy, but... What is that? Sympathy? For what? You'll see. I'd like you to compare the eyes. That large fellow there has very bright and pretty eyes compared to you. Yikes. I wasn't talking about the two of us. I meant the eyes of the statue in front of us and the one in this photo. Why the sudden yelling? Now then. Oh! It is a photo of the statue on display at the museum in Europe. Mwah! Now do you see, Mr. LeBlanc? The statue before us is a fake. A fake? I believe that even further examination will be required. Now that we have confirmed that this is indeed a fake, there must be some sort of proof that this was brought on board in Zhengfa, and I will present to you evidence that will resolve the remaining contradiction. Oh my god, okay. Down here, maybe? Is there any, like, other differences, perhaps? Could there be other differences? Oh. Oh, there's some cloth stuck underneath here. That's interesting. This was smuggled. Because if it was that means it was brought on in Zhengfa. Cargo from Zhengfa. Yeah, this would have been already this would have been the second thing. I mean, that art would have been there before this one. It's also kind of wedged in behind it, but that makes sense. Mine had a made in Zhengfa sticker on the bottom. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah. There was clearly a contradiction here. What are you going on about? It's just a simple case of a cargo cover getting stuck under another piece of cargo. Yeah. Ah, that's not possible. But it is. It shouldn't be this way, but the statue is on top of the cloth. Supposing that the neighboring piece of cargo was brought on board in Zhengfa, there is no way that any part of it should wind up under something from Europe. Which means that this fake statue was smuggled on board in Zhengfa. But then what about the cargo certificate? Let me ask in return, what about Agent Hex? Why did he come down here in the middle of the flight? There is only one reason why, to secure proof of smuggling activity aboard this flight. So you say, but I don't believe he had to do that mid-flight. We could have just as easily inspected all of the cargo after the plane landed. That may be true, however you have it backwards, Franziska. Sure, Agent Hex could have waited until after the plane had landed. But he had a reason for coming down to the cargo hold. Suppose he had found the fake at the airport. It would have been after the swap had occurred. At that time, the suspicion would naturally fall onto the statue's owner, who would have no way to prove that the statue was switched without his knowledge. Which means there is someone involved who is forging or modifying cargo certificates. Uh-huh. Yes. I'm glad it restores the health bar. That's really helpful. I guess the victim knew the real version of this was gonna get nabbed, huh? Yes. Well, this photo could be seen as nothing more than a simple souvenir. It was in fact taken to be used as a reference document later on. Next, Agent Hicks had to secure proof that the smuggling had taken place. He came down here to take a picture of the cargo hold. A rather empty one at that, right before the fake statue could be loaded on board. A photo of the hold missing a valuable piece of cargo would have been proof enough. After that, all he had to do was hold that the Zhengfa cargo crew and arrest the smuggler. Exactly. This only goes to prove my theory. If the statue was not in the cargo hold during the Europe-Zhengfa leg of the trip, there would have been enough height from which Agent Hicks could have fallen to his death. Officer, move this statue immediately. I want a thorough examination of the floor underneath, now. Oh. Miss Von Karva, I'm ready to report my findings. Go on. After moving the Elif Red statue out of the way, we tested the area under it with luminol, and there was a reaction. Oh my god, sick VLR reference. I see, there was a reaction to luminol, an indication that there was blood in this spot. Can we stop looking at it now, sirs? It would seem that my deductions were correct after all. I suppose it would appear that way. The culprit cleaned the blood up well. And how do you think the killer did that? How did the killer clean up all the blood? Oh, with this. The Borginian cloth. The killer used the bloody cloth I found inside the suitcase to clean up the mess. I see. They had a need to clean up all the blood before the plane landed in Zhengfa. Oh, don't you do this to me now. Preview. Bat. Hello? Okay, we're good. Otherwise, the cargo crew would have discovered it during the layover. So you guys are saying that the murder happened before the plane landed in Zhengfa? There is no other conceivable timeline for the events of the murder. But if that is true, then that throws a certain person's testimony into doubt. If the murder occurred before we landed in Zhengfa, then this becomes highly suspect. I think it's probably Miss Meal's testimony. Recall Miss Meal's testimony about Agent Hicks in regard to when we departed Zhengfa. I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. Haha, there you go. She claims Agent Hicks was alive at the time of the service calls, but that totally contradicts the facts, sir. But why would she lie about something like that? I think the only person who can answer that is Miss Meal herself. To be continued. Yes. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna get more water and then we'll do part 2. We will finish Turnabout Airlines. Yes. One sec. Okay. Yes. Save that progress. And we're back. I never wanted to doubt you, Miss Meal, but you forced my hand. And she's still the sleepiest girl on this plane. Miss Meal? Miss Meal? Huh? Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zhengfa? Huh? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at the time. However, that is simply not possible. Because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Zhengfa. Oh? Miss Cammy Meal. Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did? No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Meal. But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. Ugh. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. Very well. Miss Meal, if you would please, tell me about your alibi during the time span. From just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. when the body was found. Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? Ba-bow. Yeah. From 3 to 4, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. God. What a woman. How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meal, wake up! She fell asleep again. It looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Oh, man. Okay, so I think the critical statement here is the last one, actually. 3 to 4, maybe she was in that room, but what about 5 to 6? That seems a little odd. So you were alone the entire time, were you? Yeah, no one else even popped their head in to say hi. Oh, well, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yes. Miss Meal, there is a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony. Huh? What are you talking about? It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6 a.m. Because... there's a receipt here for a suitcase. And it's at... Oh, what's this? We gotta zoom it in. It's a 3D model. It says... 5:40 a.m. Rhoda bought it, so that means Cammy must have checked her out. I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meal. Huh? A receipt? For what? It's for the suitcase Miss Tenero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Miss Tenero? Yes. Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you'd have her locked up by now. I requested that she be present as a witness, so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Miss Tenero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct? Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase, after which I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off. And did you see Miss Meal there at the time? No. So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Okay, it's a little different than what I thought, but that's fine. Miss Cammy Meal! Huh? The bathroom? I'll be the one to ask the questions here. Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know? Do you take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true. But it's the truth. Cross my heart. Oh, I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue here at this stage. You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out? I would do anything for you. I mean, what? Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. But you think then maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda, too. She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard and the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious. I support women's wrongs in this situation, absolutely. Wholeheartedly. Please leave Miss Tenero out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now. I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda. Of course, I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I? Oh my god, gay boy. Never mind. But you want to know something? Oh my god, that never mind is doing so much heavy lifting right now. She knows what he is. But you want to know something? Miss Rhoda actually kind of I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design. Now's not the time for this sort of talk. Joel freaking Pride. Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm on the crew. She's the one in the chat. And what are you in charge of, Miss Mail? I take care of the attendance room. That doesn't count. Ah, but I spend so much time in there. It might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages, so she assists passengers who may not speak English. Especially those who speak Borginian. She is the only one on this flight who is fluent. That's pretty cool, actually. Oh, you mean that kind of what am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place? What else could I have meant? Yeah, so I'm really good at Borginian. She's fluent in Borginian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Borginian? Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Borginian. Very interesting. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious. Okay, that one was already there. All I'm in charge of are the attendance room and some Borginian stuff. Wait. Oh, I don't think they said it, but this document for the thing, I don't think did they actually say that? It doesn't. Oh, it's document. Okay, document in Virginia. They did say it. So yeah, it's yeah. She should have been the one who processed this. So you are the only one in this flight crew that speaks Borginian. Is that correct? Oh, yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Borginia for a while. She's so cute. I can't get over. God, what a woman. And if that is the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose: to lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Borginian is you, Miss Meal. Without your participation, the smuggling of the Elif Red could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you. Is that a vape? Oh my god, wait. Her eyes got the glint back in them. Oh my god. It's a bubble wand? Hello? Oh my god. Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It is exactly as you say. Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling? No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There is no direct correlation, after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper. That's a vape. Really? All you did was sign it? That's so funny. That's like some 4Kids type beat, you know? That's like replacing cigarettes with lollipops. Yeah. I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So, sorry about that. It seems that she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight. Suppose, and this is just a supposition. Oh god. Even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that. If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have had a strong motive to kill. Agent Hex was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is the smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on the plane for work purposes. Oh my gosh, she actually blows bubbles at you. So perhaps there is some element of a setup at play in this case. What are you talking about? Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First off, it was myself, and now it's Miss Tenero who's under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can. You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up or that she isn't. Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all of the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Miss Tenero from the very beginning. You know, that's a great question. Is it the suitcase? She's the only one who actually bought one of the things, right? It's gotta be that. The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Nah, not the statue, because that was definitely a LeBlanc thing. He's definitely been up to some stuff on his own. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? This sprite, oh my god. What a woman. The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tenero for the murder. Miss Tenero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body? Oh, yeah. I got you. It's just too small. There's too many bruises on the victim's body. That would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. Huh. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whatever was at hand, adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree? Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway? That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. What special circumstance dictated the need for the killer to frame someone? Where the murder took place, right? The special circumstance says simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Miss Tenero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Miss Tenero or myself, but you, Miss Camille. Only you, and you alone, could be the killer. Yawn, and... Your Honor, I'm just too sleepy. Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence. In her lane, flourishing, bubbling. I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. And isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture. Oh, is it this cell phone? We still don't know who exactly that phone belongs to, but, yeah, it's gotta be that. I don't have any actual evidence. I thought not, but that's because it went missing, and it still is. Missing? What do you mean by that? In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on, and that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks's cell phone. Or at least that's what you told me. That's right. But Agent Hicks's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene. You mean the killer took the phone with them? Precisely. I suspect that if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer. Haha, come on, get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well? We won't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? She has the number, yeah. Francisca, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not? Of course I do. Yup. Yuppers. Agent Hicks's phone. It's ringing from somewhere, sir. Ping that AirTag. I hear it, detective. Now where is it coming from? Oh my god, you gotta listen for the sound. I don't think it's changing. Is it in the suitcase? Sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant. Oh. 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 Aha. The ringing's coming from somewhere in here, sir. Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. God. You live like this? It doesn't seem to be over here. Let's look somewhere else, sir. Is it here? Wonder if it might be inside this suitcase. I don't hear any sounds coming from it. Here? It's not in the locker. What? What? The ring's coming from in here, sir. What? No, it can't be. This has got to be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir? It's Miss Tenero's. What? Oh my god. So, Mr. Edgeworth, how'd it go? Where did you find the phone? I found it in the flight attendant's room, in Miss Tenero's locker. What? But... Rhoda Tenero. I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda Tenero right away. Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the key card. Yeah, she's all that sleep she's doing. She's actually just doing calculations in her head. She's playing 4D chess out here. When the killer went to steal the key card, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time. Should have put that thing on silent, buddy. This is related to the key card, all right. In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. Ugh. The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one bird we cannot ignore. What should I do? Francesca's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have something very incriminating on or in it. What now, Miles Edgeworth? It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. What? Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine this phone in more detail. Oh? Oh, the screen's cracked. That's interesting. The LCD is broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. This must be the switch that opens the phone. Ooh, cool. Ooh, I like that form factor. That's pretty cool. The LCD is broken. Without yeah, you can't. When did they start putting keyboards like these into cell phones? Oh my god, Edgeworth, you're such a boomer. Hey, this is one of those computer cell phones that they started selling recently. I know, right? 2009, take me back. Computer cell phones? Yeah, it's got a computer in it, and it's a cell phone. Neat, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? All you need is a phone, and a phone is the phone part, nothing more. I'm guessing yours can't even send out email. Talk about inconvenient. Do you have a problem with what I do and do not care for, detective? No, sir. As they say, simple is best. He's such a hater. Oh, cell phones. Wow. They don't need phone. Ah, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder, how exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of his smuggling? Francesca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures? Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. This looks like a very similar model to my own. And mine can take photos just fine. Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for his smuggling case? If so, I'd say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggler. But the phone's all busted up, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone. I'll find a way, don't you worry about that. Yawn. May I go back to sleep now? The LCD screens on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. Yeah, there should be a card in it, right? Yeah, yeah, that's my headcanon. She's saying yawn out loud. What do you mean by that, Franziska? It looks like our killer isn't very familiar with electronics. This phone still rang when I called it, meaning that only the LCD screens are broken. It's possible that the photos are still there inside, waiting to be accessed. All we need to do is transfer the data to my phone. Franziska, your phone, if you please. Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now. Ooh. Agent Hex was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case. Hey, the Elite Red's nowhere in this picture. But this has no meaning as a piece of evidence in this murder case, right? Ouch, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this about Agent Hex's killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? I think there's probably something, right? Bed sheets. Borginian. Bed sheets. Oh! Boxes of bed sheets. Those are still in the cargo hold. There's nothing unusual about them in particular, but I can't shake the feeling. Yawn. If you're just playing around, mind if I go home? Yes, I mind. I need to focus on what's different now from back then. Is it like... I was pretty sure it was this. Oh, this is where the cargo was. What's all this? Roy, what's all this then? Oh, they are cargo shipped from Virginia to Zhengfa. So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Zhengfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of these boxes? Unfortunately, there is no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes is written in Borginian. It says, it is cloth in English. Cloth? Could it be? Is this where the killer... Whoa, what? What for is that scary face? Miss Meal. Yes? It appears that Agent Hex was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is. Ha! Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth. The Virginian cargo in this piece of evidence will point us straight to the killer. It's the cloth, Virginian cloth. It's literally cloth. And what is that supposed to prove? The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilt. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I have finally found my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Zhengfa had cloth written on it. In Borginian, that is... And that is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. Ah! That's right, the killer was someone who could read and understand Borginian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Cammy. Ha, that's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if the box is in English or Borginian. Girl, you're the only one in here who... Well, okay, I guess LeBlanc does too. But you were the only person... Girl. Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature. What? There was no need for the killer to tear through boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Borginian, logically the killer would have opened this box first. Well, this one? The box is labeled in English. Even though it's Borginian. Hey, it says bed sheets in English right on the box, sir. Precisely. And bed sheets would be perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say? So what are you trying to say? That if I were the criminal, this box of bed sheets would have been what I would have spotted first. However, the killer chose to use some Borginian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that? The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real scene of the crime was this cargo hold. So they were afraid to leave the signs that the box for the sheets had been opened. However, the Borginian cloth, well, that's a horse of a different color. What a saying. Because the killer knew that it was going to be unloaded in the Republic of Zhangfa. That's right, that is why the Borginian cloth was used. And the only Borginian reader on board who can make such a calculated decision is you, Camille. You and you alone. She's so cute. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we would have to do is contact the Zhangfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes. Urgh. So what do you say, Miss Meal? Why not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from investigation in Zhangfa? Breakdown? Oh my god. Your Honor, I support women's wrongs. He was Interpol. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. That was so cool. You're getting beat in the bubble solution. We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Very good, detective. What about the smuggling route? Did she say anything about that? They're taking her down to the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir. She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, though, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. Mr. Edgeworth, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much. It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation. But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that... Well, please accept this as a token of my appreciation. That's... I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it. No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer. Miles turns off his misogyny for 10 seconds to accept a gift from a woman. Oh, thank you. I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, we here at iFly Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Now I must bid you farewell. May your skies be blue no matter where you go. Aww. That's nice. I can't believe we wound up investigating the whole day, sir, but boy, was it fun. Speak for yourself, my day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Franziska? Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for her departure. Departure? Yeah, Miss Von Karma's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case. Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier? You got it, sir. Oh, what's going on here? Don't leave. I miss you. Franziska. I thought I told you when you first landed. I have no time for idle chatter. I have no intention of wasting your time, however. It has been a while since we last met. I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am? You are Franziska von Karma, a very proud prosecutor deserving of much respect. Until only a little while ago, I was but a wretched mutt who I was always losing to you. A dancing Piero living her life on the name and fame of her invincible father built. I love her. True, your father, Manfred von Karma, didn't lose a single case for 40 years as a prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible. What are you talking about? I think you know. Let's just change the subject. The group I'm on the trail is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of the big picture. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself. Yes, I suppose you can. Plus, there is another agent on this case with me. Oh, another agent. He's a star among Interpol agents and has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows, you may even run into him one day. I was simply caught up in this one case. I hardly see why we would cross paths. I suppose, but I doubt he would say the same. I'm not following you. You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miles Edgeworth. What's Blood yapping about? I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back. In full. I love how she just has no luggage or anything. She's just getting on that plane completely bare, other than the clothes on her back. And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness, I can finally rest easy knowing I wanted to watch out for her whip. Personal item only. Yeah, she only needs the whip. Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation. Honestly, I think I'm a personal item only girly. I am never going to check a bag if I can help it. It was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. Honestly, I'm not sure how she gets that through security. I'm sure it's gotten some questions at TSA. But eventually, if she travels so much, they eventually just, like, let her through. Oh, it's just Franziska again. Gummy is so Joel Pride, yeah. I think I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight. Just how much did you cut his salary by, Franziska? Oh, so she's the one in charge of his salary. That makes sense. Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride to the prosecutor's office. Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. And you will wear a seatbelt this time. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Franziska von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play. And the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Oh. Edgeworth speaking. Finally. I called who knows how many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. And you are? Have you forgotten my voice, Miles, my boy? Mr. Amano? Ernest Amano, correct? So you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped. Dun dun dun. The end. There you have it. Well, okay, we're gonna do the title thing because I want to see what the full thing looks like. The Kidnapped Turnabout is the name of the next one. Who is this guy? I like this guy's deal. I like a guy who looks like this. I'm gonna spoil myself on the other ones. Turnabout Reminiscence is just Gumshoe. Turnabout Ablaze. Oh, who's she? I see her on all the promotional material, but we still haven't met her. What's her deal? God, there's so much I've heard so much about and I haven't. Yeah, who indeed? Well, that was fun. I'm glad we got a bunch done. This was a very productive day. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with how things went today. That was a good time. Yeah. Well, next time we'll be able to start a brand new one. That's always a good time. We always love to see it. Okay. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Reaching puppy man territory. Oh god, that's dangerous information. But yeah, that's gonna be all for me tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I think my next one back is gonna be on Wednesday, so 2 days from today. It's Sunday today, so Monday, Tuesday, I'm gonna be off. I'm gonna be busy. But we're gonna be back on Wednesday, and we'll probably play Infinite Wealth on Wednesday. I meant to play it yesterday, but I just didn't feel up for it. And then yeah, we'll come back to this, and I guess we could probably start another game or something. Maybe that could be fun. That could be fun. All right, that's gonna be all for me tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will try to get a schedule out tomorrow night at the very latest. Thank you so much for hanging out. This was fun. I hope you had a good time. All right. See you later. See you on Wednesday. Bye. Good night. Thank you.